Siman Shekalim Perek Gimel Mishnah Dalet. Fourth Mishnah, last Mishnah, actually the third chapter of Shekalim. And the Mishnah talks about, or continues discussing, the process of the Trumat Alishka, the transfer of the money from the pushkot, from the pushkas. Was pushkot even a word? From the tzedakah boxes, whatever, the big collection boxes in the Beit HaMikdash, into the office in order to use the money. Says the Mishnah. Taram et harishona. So they would do it. Remember, we said in 3 stages. We learned in a previous Mishnah. Let me find this chart, that there was a machloket about when it was, but everyone agrees it did it in 3 different times. Okay, Perek Aleph, Perek Bet, Perek Gimel, and they were all around Pesach, Shavuot, Atzeret Shavuot, and Chag is the Sukkot. They were all around that time, a little bit before. So we had a machloket about when the exact time was, but that was the nature of the machloket. So each time, says the Mishnah, Taramet Rishona, so they would take the first truma, the first batch, umechaper biktav laot. Katav laot is a really interesting word from the Greek. I can't read Greek, but it means a curtain, a spread. And if you want to know what a Jasro bonus is, a Jasro bonus is when the Jasro quotes your text. Shekalim 3:4, mechaper b'ktav laot. He covered last year's contributions with leather spreads. So they would cover it over with a spread. Okay, Shniya, the second, they would do the second one, i.e. at Shavuot time, umechaper b'ktav laot. Similarly, they would cover it with a leather spread. So they would take the first one, okay, and then there would be money at the bottom that they would cover. And people would give after that. And then they would take from the second one, there would be money again. Shlishi, the third time, lo ya mechapeh. They would not cover after the third time. Why? So why did they cover the money? Shema yishkach v'yitro min hadavar hatarum. Because they would take money, so each donation, they were taking actually collectively from all of the money. Even though they wouldn't take all the money, it was considered collectively from that donation they had already taken. Okay, so then they would take from the Pesach donation, and then people would bring more money, as we're going to see in a second. And then they would take from that donation, and then they didn't want to take again from that donation, and then people would bring more money. Okay? Taramet Arishona. So what was the first truma for? The Shem Eretz Yisrael. It was in the name of Eretz Yisrael. Ushniya, the same one, the second truma was L'Shem Krachim Amukafim, the areas surrounding. What is this areas around it? Hasmuchim, Ammon, Moab. So the Jewish communities that weren't the closest. Meaning that when they would take the collection, they would start collecting, remember, around Purim time. So when they would collect the money, then the money that was given from Purim to Pesach was the communities that were closest to the Beit HaMikdash. And then after Pesach, they would take the first collection from Pesach, and then after that, more money would come in from people that were coming from far. Okay, that was the second community. Vashlishit, and the third collection was Lushum Bavel, Lushum Madai, Lushum Midinot HaRechokot. The third one was the names of Bavel and Madai. Okay, and the farther away communities. Now, even though obviously all of the trumot for all of the korbanot were taken for all of Am Yisrael, that's what that's obvious. The Bartenura makes this point. He says, "Umikom makom b'chol pam upam." Every time, hayu tarmim al shem kol Yisrael. They would do it for all the Jewish people. Ala gavoy v'ala tidigvad. Remember, we learned in the previous Mishnah, it was not only we're taking it for that which was paid, but even the money that's got to be paid. Okay, but they only mention these places to tell you that they did designate these times. Then all the shekalim would be collected. One gets this sense, and this is total speculation on my part, that they also want to make sure that the farther communities wouldn't say, well, they already gave, they don't need our money. So that's why they designated and said, okay, this is for this community, this is for the outskirts, and then the outlying communities, that each one would know that their donation was given at a specific time. And that's very, very, very understandable in human psychology. People want to know that their money's going for the korbanot. My money, my shekel, this money that I'm giving, that shekel is going to go for the korbanot that made a mikdash. That sense of excitement and connection is really important when coming to giving donations. We'll stop here. As always, dedicate our learning to the memory of my father, Rav Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman, and for Masechet Shekalim, we're also learning in memory of Aisha Tzipora Fega Matilda Bat Nachum Elimelech. Have a good day.